I've always hated the city. The endless noise, the smog, the fake smiles of people who don't give a damn about you. I needed an escape. I was lucky enough to inherit an old cabin up in the Cascade Mountains. Real deep woods, miles from the nearest highway. It used to be my sanctuary, my safe haven. Until that night. Let me tell you why I'm never going back. The work week had been hell, so I just threw some groceries in the back of my SUV and drove north. The drive took forever. By the time my tires crunched onto the gravel driveway, the sun was already gone. The forest stood like a wall around the property, dark and silent. I was so drained, I didn't even unpack. I just crashed onto the bed and fell into a dreamless sleep. I was ripped out of sleep by a sharp, nasty sound. My car alarm. It was screaming through the woods, echoing all the trees. I checked my watch, 2:15 a.m. My first thought was bear or raccoon. Animals out here are always digging through trash. I looked out the window, pitch black, nothing there. I hit the key fob and the wailing stopped. The silence rushed back in, but I was wide awake now. I was just drifting off when it happened again. This time I didn't get up. I just lay there in the dark, annoyed. Seriously? I thought. I gotta check the wiring tomorrow. I hid the key through the covers. Silence. But exactly 5 minutes later, it screamed for the third time. Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times. That's a pattern. A cold knot tightened in my stomach. Bears don't wait exactly 5 minutes. Pulling myself together, I slid out of bed quietly. I didn't turn on the lights. That's the golden rule. If someone's out there, don't show them where you are. I grabbed the window and peeled back the curtain just an inch. I waited, and then, in the dim light of the motion sensor lamp by the garage, I saw movement. A shadow detached itself from the bushes. That wasn't a bear, and it definitely wasn't a human. It was too long, almost 7 feet tall, unnaturally thin, wearing some kind of rags. It moved with jerky motions like a marionette. The thing walked up to my car, tapped the hood with a long arm, and instantly darted back into the darkness. I was paralyzed. I stood there watching my car scream, knowing that thing was crouching in the bushes, waiting. And then it hit me. A wave of ice-cold terror washed down my spine. It wasn't trying to steal my car. It wasn't trying to break it. It was waiting for me to come outside to turn it off. With shaking hands, I killed the alarm one last time. The silence was worse than the siren. I watched as the thing, realizing its trick hadn't worked, slowly stepped over the fence. It wasn't rushing. It knew I was inside. I backed away into the hallway, staying out of sight. And then I heard it. Knock. At first, it was quiet, almost polite, right at the front door. The knock was followed by the handle being violently jerked up and down. And the sounds. It wasn't a human voice. It sounded like a massive dog rolling over the bone. But the noise was wet, guttural, too deep for any animal. I knew if it heard me, it would find a way in. I crawled towards the stairs, gripping my phone, even though I had zero signal out here. I needed a weapon. I quietly stood up and reached for the light switch in the hall, but I froze. My heart skipped a beat. Standing at the living room window with its face pressed against the glass was it. It was looking for me. The glass started to fog up from its breath. I couldn't look away. That face is burned into my memory forever. Its skin was a color of ash, covered in deep wrinkles like old parchment. The eyes, tiny black beads, no whites, absolutely empty. Where a nose should be, there were just two wet slits whistling acid breath, and the mouth, no lips, just two rows of sharp yellow teeth clicking together in anticipation. Slowly trying not to breathe, I dropped to the floor and crawled to the bathroom. It was the only room without windows. I locked myself inside, sat in the dry bathtub, and clutched a kitchen knife I'd managed to grab. All night, I heard it prowling around the house, the clicking of claws on the wooden deck, scratching against the siding. Sometimes it would whine softly right outside the door. I didn't sleep. I sat there until my eyes burned and the sky turned gray through the tiny vent window. When the sun was high, I risked coming out. The front door was still standing, but it was shredded. The handle was nearly ripped off. I didn't back. I just grabbed my keys, sprinted to the car, jumping over massive barefoot prints in the mud, and slammed on the gas. I didn't stop until I hit the first town. Back on the highway, I turned on the radio. The news mentioned 3 missing hikers in that area. Rangers found their tents torn open from the inside. No bodies. I moved back to the city immediately. I thought I was safe here, surrounded by people and streetlights. But last night, at 3 a.m., I woke up to a sound I know too well. My car alarm was blaring in the parking lot below my apartment. I didn't go to the window, and I didn't turn it off. I just lay there in the dark, listening, waiting for the knock on my door.